The holographic transmission flickered in the dim war room aboard the Vengeance, humanity's flagship dreadnought. Alexander Chun, admiral of the Terran Defense Fleet, stood rigid as stone, his jaw clenched so tight it could shatter diamonds. Beside him, Commander Kirsten Rodriguez gripped the edge of the tactical display, her knuckles white with fury. The message from the Galactic Council was brief, clinical, and utterly devoid of remorse. The execution of Generals Maria Santos, Amara Okonkwo, and Li Wei has been carried out as per Galactic Law 7743b. Their unauthorized colonization of the Kepler 442b system violated Council sovereignty. This matter is now closed. The transmission ended. Silence filled the war room like poison gas. 20 of humanity's finest military minds stood frozen, processing what they had just witnessed. 3 of Earth's greatest generals, women who had led humanity through the colony wars, who had negotiated peace with the Andromedans, who had children and grandchildren waiting for them back home. Executed like common criminals, Alexander's voice cut through the silence like a blade. "Give me President Nakamura." Now. Kirsten moved first, her fingers dancing across her console. Within seconds, the president's face appeared on screen, already aware of the news. The leader of United Earth looked as though she'd aged a decade in the past hour. "Admiral Chun," President Nakamura said quietly, "I know what you're thinking. With respect, Madam President, I don't think you do." Alexander's voice was ice. "They murdered our people. They murdered 3 women who dedicated their lives to protecting humanity. They didn't even give them a trial. They claimed there was a tribunal, a kangaroo court." Kirsten interjected, her accent thickening with rage. 4 hours from arrest to execution. No human representation, no chance to present evidence. This wasn't justice. This was an assassination. President Nakamura closed her eyes. "The Council has 80 member species. We have one world. If we don't retaliate," Alexander interrupted, "we tell every species in this galaxy that human lives are worthless, that they can kill us with impunity." He leaned forward. "Madam President, I'm not asking for permission to start a war. I'm informing you that if we don't respond with overwhelming force, there won't be a united Earth left to protect." The president was silent for a long moment. Finally, she nodded. "You have 48 hours, Admiral. Make them count. Make them remember that humanity doesn't forgive. And humanity never forgets." The transmission ended. Kirsten turned to Alexander, her dark eyes blazing. "What's the play?" Alexander pulled up a star map, his fingers selecting target after target. "The Council thinks we're weak because we're young. They think our technology is primitive, our resolve untested." A cold smile crossed his face. "They're about to learn why Earth spent the last century preparing for the worst. Project Ragnarok," Kirsten whispered. "Every bit of it. Across human space, the call went out. Every ship, every station, every colony received the same message. Remember Santos. Remember Okonkwo. Remember Wei. No mercy." The Galactic Council convened in their crystal spire on Zephyros Prime, confident in their superiority. They had faced rebellious species before. The Krell, the Vosh, the Andromedans. All had been brought to heel. Humanity would be no different. They were catastrophically wrong. The first strike came from nowhere. The Council's defense fleet at Zephyros, 300 capital ships representing 40 different species, simply vanished from sensors. When scout ships arrived, they found only debris and a single message buoy broadcasting in every known language. "You killed our mothers, our sisters, our daughters. Now you will learn what it means to face humanity unchained." Kirsten watched the tactical display from the bridge of the Vengeance as reports flooded in. "Sir, Fleet Group Alpha reports complete success at Zephyros. Fleet Group Beta has eliminated the Council garrison at Helix Station. Fleet Group Gamma is engaging the Zarkan Defense Force at. They just surrendered. Accepted. Take their leadership into custody. Everyone else gets safe passage home." Alexander's voice was steady, controlled. "Send a message to all Council worlds. Any species that lays down arms and withdraws support from the Council will be spared. Any species that continues to support our enemies will be treated as combatants." Within 6 hours, 12 species had declared neutrality. Within 12, the Andromeda Collective, humanity's former enemies turned grudging allies. had joined Earth's coalition. Within 24 hours, the Galactic Council's military capacity had been reduced by 60%. The Council's High Chancellor, a towering insectoid called Vex Thor, sent an emergency transmission. Admiral Chun, we can negotiate. There is no negotiation. Kirsten cut in, her voice sharp as broken glass. You murdered 3 women in cold blood. You denied them justice. You declared war on humanity the moment you pulled that trigger. We were enforcing the law. Your law, Alexander said coldly. Not ours. You made a choice, Chancellor. You chose to show humanity that we have no place in your order. We're simply agreeing with you. What do you want? Unconditional surrender. The Council is dissolved. Every member species returns to autonomous rule, and the individuals responsible for ordering those executions, all of them, face trial under human law. Vexthor's mandibles clicked in what might have been laughter or horror. You can't be serious. You'd tear apart galactic civilization over 3 individuals. Kirsten leaned forward into the camera, her face a mask of righteous fury. Those 3 individuals were worth more than your entire corrupt institution. General Santos was a mother to 5 children. General Okonkwo had survived the Mars plague and spent her life making sure no one else would suffer like she did. General Wei was 3 months from retirement, planning to teach at the academy she'd graduated from 40 years ago. They weren't just generals, Alexander added quietly. They were ours, and you killed them. The silence stretched between stars. You have 12 hours to comply, Kirsten said, or we reduce the crystal spire to atoms and start working our way through every council world until someone wiser assumes command. 10 hours later, the Galactic Council surrendered unconditionally. Aboard the Vengeance, Alexander and Kirsten stood before the memorial wall, where 3 new names had been etched in light. Santos, Okonkwo, Wei. They'll write songs about this, Kirsten said softly. About the day humanity showed the galaxy who we really are. Good, Alexander replied. Let them sing. Let every species that ever considers harming a human remember this day. He placed his hand on the memorial. We won't bring them back, but we made sure their deaths meant something. Kirsten nodded, her eyes bright with unshed tears. They would have been proud. No, Alexander said. They would have done exactly the same thing if it had been us up there. And across the galaxy, a new phrase entered every language, a warning whispered from species to species. Never harm a human. Never threaten their families. For they are many, they are merciless, and they will never stop coming. Humanity had spoken. The galaxy had listened.